Every day I come to school, socializing, man, I'm feeling cool. Sitting float to the max, you know what it is. And I'm loving all the knowledge that I get. Every time I come to school, seriously, man, you know I'm feeling cool. Student working, doing that thing, you know what it is. And I'm crushing all the things that I'm doing. From the CCCVRC, I'm taking off, you know you see me. Books are stacked and I'm on track. Man, you know I'm all up on that. Grade that. I'm getting all A's when they report back.
Well, welcome in, guys. Thank you so much for checking us out today. This is the first official CrushCast episode. My name is Nathan Grandel. I'm super excited to finally be coming to you guys. So I'm here today with Doug Dean. Me and Doug work in the Veterans Resource Center, and we run the Veterans Club here on campus. So we've been doing a lot of really fun stuff, and this is one of the things that we're doing. We're really wanting to reach out to everybody on campus, clubs and students, and also veterans, faculty members, and just kind of give us all a voice and give us a platform, a cool platform to get on and have some dialogue back and forth, and talk and go over some fun stuff, some key issues that are kind of going on in the world, stuff with education, stuff with mental health, just to kind of get to know each other and have that really cool conversation. So Doug, thank you so much for coming and
thanks for having me,
being a part of this.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping that this takes off. We do have a ton of people to thank just because everybody's been very appreciative and helpful
over this whole thing.
Yes, Natalie in the Veterans Resource Center has been absolutely amazing. She's helped us out so much, just being supportive and giving us time to do this.
Oh, yeah.
Ralph, the counselor, just helping us with the resources in the rooms and
main man here on campus.
Yeah, he's big dog. Yeah. There's a lot of people to thank, and so if we didn't, I'm not going to try to mention all of them just because there is too many. Everybody's very excited. They're all ready to go and get this thing out there and get it going. So I'm excited that we're doing it.
I am too.
Yes.
Really awesome. We talked about this for a long time, and you were definitely the man to step into the VRC and kick this off. It was kind of like it was meant to be.
Yeah.
This had been talked about, and then you came in, and it was perfect. Let's do this.
It worked out great. It really did. I'm glad that I could step in and get it going. I'm just super excited. Everything looks great.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm excited to talk to people. I'm excited to get to know people and go over, how they're feeling, how they're doing, what's going on, what they like, what they don't like. That's networking is, really what I'm hoping to accomplish.
I'm just helping other people. It's always a good thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, big time. I know that in one of our test runs, there was a guy, and he just said he was kind of having a bummer day and just randomly getting pulled in to do a podcast,
It's kind of cool.
It just helped him out.
It could pick up anybody's day a little bit, just being able to just talk.
I'm very excited about that. So right now we're going to focus on kind of you and your story and
Definitely.
what brought you to Clovis Community, where you're going afterwards. Also, too, for those of you who don't know, we are veterans, and we work in the Veterans Resource Center, like I said before. So why don't you give us kind of the rundown of where you grew up, what you did after high school, and what brought you to this?
So, I was born and raised in Fresno back in July 5th of 1990. I grew up on the west side of town. I was supposed to go to Central High School. Ended up transferring to middle school, went to Buchanan. Right when I graduated in 2008, I thought about joining the military. I didn't do it. Kind of chickened out at the time. Thought school was going to be my thing. I came to this campus in 2008 that year when it was still Willow International. Very small. Not too many people came here. It was really just the Clovis high schools that came here. Did school for a little bit, and it was not my thing. I was just not into it. Not focused on my classes. It was pretty much a waste of time and money.
Oh yeah, I think we have a very similar story.
Oh yeah, I feel like a lot of people do. It's not easy coming out of high school and just jumping right back into school. You have to have a mindset. A lot of people think it's the right thing to do. Sometimes it's not.
Yeah, I did the same thing, but at COS.
Okay.
And not to get too far off topic, but I was like, man, I want to join the Navy, but I couldn't find a Navy recruiting office anywhere. All they had was like Army and Marines, so I ended up, ended up going with the Army.
And that was in Kingsburg, right?
Yeah. Well, I was living in Kingsburg, and then I was going to COS in Visalia.
All right.
And so the only thing I could find was the Army recruiting station. And then, yeah, long story short, I did 6 years Army National Guard and a year of the Army Reserves.
All right.
So it was really nice.
Cool.
It was really cool. So you decided to go to the military.
It wasn't even at that moment. I ended up working for a while. I just started working at Sherwin-Williams Paint Company. I worked for 5 years there. And I just got kind of tired of that too. I was just hitting a point. It wasn't really progressing where I wanted it to progress, and that wasn't my industry I needed to be in. One of my really good friends joined the Marine Corps. That we had talked about it originally in high school. And once I went to his graduation, he joined before I did. I realized like I was going to probably miss out on something, so I decided I wanted to go do it. I didn't want to miss that opportunity, and it worked great. I went to boot camp San Diego, did my stuff there, graduated with honors, moved on to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, finished out my school there, ended up getting stationed in North Carolina. And I mean, I just made the best of what I could during my time. Got to travel overseas for a little bit. And then my time came to separate, and I, kind of came a little bit more clear to me that I needed to go back to school. I kind of had some paths and ideas set that I wanted to do, but I definitely knew I wanted to come back home for some time, and I came right back to Clovis Community. And when I got here, I couldn't have asked for a better experience. The Veterans Resource Center here, from what I understood, was pretty new still, but they took me in with open arms, and they took care of me. They got everything processed on time. The counselors were great. Having our own counselors in there is amazing. We don't have to sit and wait like most of the regular students. We can just get our counselor and just get our information and stuff all taken care of right then. So I'm back here now. Once I was getting more and more involved with the Veterans Resource Center, I realized there needed to be more student activity. There needed to be more kind of just a following, I guess you could say. The staff was doing great things, but there wasn't enough coming from some of the students. So a colleague of me decided, we might want to take some steps here and just get a little bit more involved with things that are going on. Like, can we start a veterans club? We didn't even know like what that entailed.
Yeah, like what it would take
to what do you even do? Which there's a lot of detail to starting a club. So we really kind of just got the groundworks working. We kind of just figured out, okay, let's just get this started and see what kind of support we get with it, if there's going to be even any kind of students that want to get involved with it. But I just felt like we needed to do more, and it's good for me. It keeps me busy. It's another thing to keep me busy, because I'm not busy, I wander too much, and it's not good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to help support our veterans more, because you always kind of hear these little tales and stories of there's a lack of support for veterans. People aren't paying attention to what's going on.
Yeah.
I feel like it's growing more and more.
And also too, if they're just not hearing or finding the resources that are out there. So just like having us now being able to get out there and do some outreach and shine some light on it. Like, we started the veterans Instagram, CCC Veterans. Yep. So now we can put out information, like fun stuff. Like, we could post pictures of this, clips of this, and then tag along something that's informational.
Exactly.
And that gets it out there. And I know the school's been sharing the stuff. And so people are getting a lot more information now. A lot more
involved, and that's exactly what we were wanting when we first talked about it. It was like just getting more involvement, because we do lose that camaraderie with our brothers and sisters that we served with. It's nice to bring that back together again, and that's exactly what the Veterans Resource Center is. It's that spot for us to all go to and talk and have that lingo that we always had with each other, because we don't relate exactly to all these 18-year-old, 19-year-olds that are coming right out of high school right now. 29. It's
a lot of
our generation's a little bit different. Some people have kids now. We were so used to just working full time all the time. It's different. It's a transition. So it's nice to have our little common space that we could all be there, and just have our own little community. It's a good spot.
So for those that don't know about the Resource Center, what types of resources do we have for them?
Well, so we have directly counselors just for us in there. We have Courtney and Ralph.
Great, amazing people.
They're amazing. Courtney gets so down to detail, and like she'll plan out your whole life for you if you really wanted her to. She loves it. She loves it. Ralph just gets the stuff done. He's the man. And then we have our certified official, Natalie, that also works in there. You talked about her a little bit, and she's great. She's so on top of all the paperwork for all of our students. She's so attention to detail and making sure we're getting our money when we need it. So that's huge. We have free printing. We have computers that you can use in there. It's huge. Yeah. Because I think the price went up to like 50 cents.
Oh, really? I haven't even. Well, I haven't needed it, so I haven't even checked.
Exactly. I think it jumped though.
Plus, too, just the hassle, and I mean, I say hassle because obviously we have it free, so it's more of a hassle for us. But the whole like putting the money on the card or whatever, however you have to do that to print.
It's a crazy process.
Yeah.
Just to print a few pages.
So what if someone's hungry?
Oh. We definitely got that situation covered.
You got them covered?
Yeah. There's tons of snacks. The fridge is full. Drinks.
Chips, drinks.
Mm-hmm.
If you need some energy, coffee.
Always brewing coffee, too.
Yes.
Always brewing coffee.
And always Black Rifle coffee, right?
Most of the time. Most of the time it is.
Yeah.
It's just waiting for that shipment to come. But yeah, we have all those resources as far as hanging out. There's a TV. You can relax. You can study. You can print. We're also getting more and more textbooks available to check out. So that's huge too.
It is. That is, I mean, it cuts a huge cost because some of those books can be
super expensive.
What, $100-$200?
Yeah.
That's wild. And then what about if you're in like a weird class, like a lab or something? I mean, we have stuff for that, right?
Oh, yeah, we do. There's lab coats, there's lab supplies, the dissection tools. We have the little kits for doing the dissection. Like, we're getting more and more things.
Did you ever dissect things in high school?
I did. What was my favorite? I'm trying to remember.
Like frogs and stuff, or
what?
what?
Frog. We did a little pig. That was a mini pig, like a little baby pig. That thing was definitely a little weird.
I feel like that would be probably more beneficial than a frog, just because things are a little bigger, right? Like organs and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So you can get more detail out of it.
I think the skin texture is more realistic to like a human too. Like my initial plan was to go into nursing, and I've gone away from that. But
do you faint with the sight of blood? Is that what that is?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay,
good. But yeah, I mean, I can remember there were some medical guys in the military that talked about how they used to do live training with like different cadavers, like pigs and stuff, because there's a more realistic image of like what a human body would be like for healing and stuffing wounds and stuff like that. So working on the baby pig and the dissection, a lot of people probably get weirded out and grossed out about it, but I mean, if you're thinking about going in the medical field, that's the most realistic thing you can get, for what I understand.
Those guys, man, the medics, I mean, the medics in the military are some of the best, and the things that they have to do and see is just terrible. I just can't imagine it, you know, because you're part of a team or a squad or a group, and then one of those guys gets blown up or shot or something, you know. It's so tough.
It's a lot of that goes into
and those guys, and also the other guys who do all the other hundreds of jobs that need to be done. You know, we definitely got to take care of them when they come back.
And that's the best thing about the Veterans Resource Center here, too, is we want to be there for anybody, because we all have different backgrounds of when we grew up, but we also had different stories and backgrounds in the military. And like you were just saying, some guys have some experiences, and we always want to be there for them. Like, we know it's hard. Adding the stress of school is just another thing on top of stuff that they may have experienced. There's great resources here at the school. Psych Services has always reached out to us, ready to do stuff with us, work with us. That's just like, we're in there too. Like, I'm always ready to talk to somebody if they want to come in. If they want to just come in and hang out, like, I'll talk with them. I love hearing from people. I want to know what's going on.
Yeah, I think the great part too about the Resource Center being like a lounge area is that we can kind of overhear and get to know people on more of like a friendly basis, so that when they do come in and you can tell something's bothering them, we could immediately start asking questions like, hey, how's it going, and really dig in deeper. I've seen countless times that we've been able to help guys and girls out just by knowing them, knowing what they're going through, and just knowing how to talk to them, like us and the counselors in there, and just kind of being able to help them out as much as we can.
Yeah, I mean, we are a pretty small community here, but we're growing. But it's nice to have that small community because, like you were just saying, we really kind of get to understand everybody that's coming in. Like, we really understand all the little things that tick throughout their weekly schedule. And one little thing is off, we could hopefully catch that and help them find something that, however, to help them, whatever resource it is,
Yeah.
which we have a ton of community resources.
We do. We have a great one right here. 22's Militia. They're a great local group here in Clovis, and their goal is to get guys and girls out of the house that are struggling with stuff, to get it off their mind, to get them in a group of people that understand them and know them and do fun stuff.
Yeah.
They hosted a car show over the summer, and they raised a bunch of money with that, with the entry fees and whatnot, gave away some really cool trophies to some very cool cars.
Nice.
And they were able to take and sponsor 10 veterans to do a skydive jump in Davis, California. Absolutely amazing. I was one of them that was able to go.
You enjoyed it.
Took full advantage of that.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
amazing. If anybody hasn't gone skydiving, I highly recommend it. It was something that I would have never done.
I would have never done it either. I remember when I did it, it just, all I can say, it's amazing, just like you said, but you can't explain it any other way than that. Like,
Yeah.
you can't actually explain the feeling of it. So if you ever get the chance, I would do it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing like it. It's the most
Yeah.
surreal thing.
It was amazing. But that group is awesome. I think they meet, I don't know if it's every week. I know for sure once a month, and they do fun things here and there. But we're going to have them on, and we'll get to talk to them
Awesome.
quite a bit more. That'll be a lot of fun.
I mean, even other than like local groups like that, we have just the VA hospital itself. There's a ton of resources there. A lot of people don't benefit from the resources the way they need to, and that's another thing we do. We're kind of that liaison. We're the middle person of connecting to the VA. The hospital itself, we have our contacts there. Just making sure you're getting all the benefits that you earned, really. Like, there's a lot of people that aren't tapping into all the stuff that's available to them.
Yeah, and so one great way that we can get those resources out to them is have a resource fair.
Exactly.
So on Tuesday, November 12th, here on campus, out on the lawn, we're having a Veterans Resource Fair. It's from 11 to 1, and so we're going to have, like, the VA is going to be there, a few other groups,
yeah, a few
maybe
other groups.
22's
They
Militia.
might show up.
I know that the Veterans Club, we're going to have some lawn games out there, some stuff to kind of get people's attention, some music.
There's going to be lunch. There's going to be
Oh,
lunch provided
yes.
too. So
Free lunch provided for the veterans.
yes.
And so that'll be fun. That'll be a lot of fun. The Veterans Club, for those of you who don't know, we're trying to get a social going on, maybe every week, every other week, and we're wanting just to kind of get a little hangout spot going. I've got a bunch of lawn games. We got cornhole and monkey bar ladder golf. I've got these buckets that we got balls to toss into. I got big checkered sets. So with that mixed in with a little bit of music, I know we had the Harvest Fest a
That was
couple
fun.
weeks back. It was a lot of fun. We had 3 cornhole boards and all this other stuff going on, and everything at a few different times. It was all filled up.
Oh yeah, the cornhole boards were like the most popular thing.
Yeah, people loved it.
Yeah.
They really did. And I have a feeling that if we keep doing that, it'll really bring the school community closer together. Because not all the time, but a good majority of the time, if you go outside, you see like one person, 2 people. You don't see a very big like hangout spot. People aren't socializing as much as I would like
or even expect at college. I mean, I know that this campus is growing more. There's a lot to come with it. We're still I mean, it's the same size it was when it first started. It's pretty small. And the school's focusing on that stuff too. I've heard things that they want to fix the community, and we were saying, like, I think this podcast is a great way to tap into that, figure out stuff, get some questions out there, and get some answers back from people. Like, what would they like? What they want to see?
Yeah, we're gonna get to talk to a lot of people, a lot of very cool people, a lot of great resources here.
Information that a lot of people aren't paying attention to, I think.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm very excited for that. I got to get on VetTix. If you guys aren't on VetTix, it is VETTIX. And for those veterans out there, you register through, I believe it's ID.me. You register through that, and then you sign up on VetTix. and people donate money and tickets to VetTix, and you can basically claim them, pay a small processing fee, no more than $14.95. Most of them are like $3 or $4, and you can get up to, I've seen, you can get 1, 2, or 4. I don't know if it goes higher than that, tickets to these different events. I went to probably 20 Oakland A's games. I went to a Sharks hockey game, PBR here in town, Blake Shelton concert, Chris Jansen concert. There's tons of stuff up there.